This is the 1920s, and a lot is happening. The world isn't at war with itself anymore. Cars are being more affordable for the average person. Sort of. Poland had beaten the Soviet Union in a war. China is funding itself. This style of music called jazz is doing nice.
You like jazz?
And the economy is rising up. Except for Germany. But don't worry. I'm sure that this will not cause some big huge faction to rise up and cause another war. There's also this thing called communism. But there's no reason to worry about that. Let's go and watch some baseball, grab a hot dog with chips and a cup of beer. Oh wait, never mind, that's illegal. And any alcohol for that matter. And if there is something illegal, there's a bunch of these people who will want to import this stuff into the country for money. And who are these people?
Come on.
They're called gangsters, but in this universe, they're cats. And that's where that pilot takes place. So let's talk about Lackadaisy. Lackadaisy first started out as a webcomic, created by Tracy J. Butler in 2006. It takes place in St. Louis, Missouri in 1927. At the time of the 1920s, there was this thing called the Prohibition, which was a law at the time that made alcohol illegal in the US. So how did people drink booze when it was illegal? Well, they go to these secret bars called speakeasies, which are hidden bars that are only exclusive to people who know about a certain password. And these places are still around today. And that's exactly what the Lackadaisy was, a hidden speakeasy in St. Louis. The beginning of the comics tells us the story of the Lackadaisy and its two owners, Mitzi May and her husband, Atlas May, who is unfortunately dead. As for the Lackadaisy itself, it's not doing well. To make matters worse, there is this rival, and they're called the Marigold Gang, and it's run by this dude named Asa Sweet. He and his gang has their own speakeasy themselves, but it's in a hotel. Even though things may be pretty bad, Mitzi has her own crew. And we do get to follow some of their stories, though mostly these guys were bootleggers. As for the comic itself, these stories of our characters and the Lackadaisy itself reaches up to 2 volumes. However, it has not been finished since then, with its last page being posted in 2020. This sure has worried some fans whether or not the story will continue or not. But it wouldn't have been long until we gotten the pilot, which was released in March 29th this year. Even though they do not have the maximum of views they have compared to other pilots. I say Lackadaisy has potential to be an official show or indie series. And I mean, come on. 10 million views ain't that bad at all. I see that as a great success. Now for the remainder of this video, I will be talking about the pilot, not the comic. If you'd like to read it yourself, I will put a link in the description on its official website. And please check it out. It looks really great. Oh yeah, I will be completely explaining the video, so there will be spoilers. Without that being said, let's begin. The video begins with a title of St. Louis, Missouri, 1927. The Prohibition is in full effect. A light comes up showing the speakeasy symbol, which is a clover, as the doors begin to open up. This opening is not that bad. It kinda gives you the feeling that we actually are in the speakeasies ourselves. Then the curtains open and the show begins. And this is where we get to see our first character. This cat is named Rocky, a violinist and a really good poet.
To call what rings the vernal heart of Western lore. It brings us brassy, myth-made kings.
I like the little shot here where it shows the city of St. Louis. Fun fact, I actually been there myself. Well, I passed by. We were going to Kansas. While Rocky seemed to be having a great time playing his violin in a train bridge, he forgot that he's on a job. And he isn't alone, where we get to see his 2 other buds. The female cat is named Ivy, and the one digging the shovel is Jackie's cousin, Calvin.
I was cursed with these spaghetti arms.
Wait, did he break the 4th wall? And then he falls and dies.
I provide the
They didn't finish digging and started to take the coffin out of the ground. Then this happened. Boom! Train jump scare! Now, what are they digging a coffin out of the ground anyways? Well, it isn't a skeleton. It's just some illegal booze.
Ah, liquid gold! Dionysian delight! Better still, Canadian whiskey!
American Scotch from Scotland. Get that swill away from me.
Seems like a job well done. Well, not exactly.
Ah, there it is.
An uninvited guest arrives at the graveyard as one of the passengers comes out of the car holding a Browning automatic rifle. Who shoots them?
Excuse me?
Fun fact, and yes, some gangsters actually did have Browning automatic rifles, including the police, just to get a better score at taking down gangsters. Information by Johnny Johnson. Go check out his videos. Also, how it's called BAR, like a bar. You get it? Because it's the 1920s and bars are not allowed. Alright, I'll stop. Now, this is where we introduce the antagonists. We got the driver Nicodem and his sister Servini. I don't know if I said their names right. And who is his fellow in the back? Well, this guy is named Mordecai. No, not that Mordecai.
Can we pretend that?
All you need to know that he's our main villain. And we're about to get a car chase.
The chase is the best part.
And they're off. Our fellow heroes do seem to be quite outnumbered without a gun. But don't worry, they do have a gun. And it's the one and only iconic gangster weapon, the Thompson submachine gun.
This is where the fun begins.
Play us a symphony. Come on, sing with me.
Freckles spammed the hell out of his Tommy gun against the car and managed to disable it. But come on, that was too easy. So Mordecai got out of the car and then grabbed his 1911 pistol and attempt to shoot them. Not sure that was gonna work. The gang started to go completely out of control, so they changed their destination to the construction site. Luckily, none of the gang were hurt during the crash, but they're not out of the woods yet. Their car seems to be a little busted, so it's up to Ivy to fix it up. Well, Freckles just watches, I guess. Little did they know, the bad guys have already found them. Meanwhile, Rocky is doing something. He finds where the power generator is and starts turning on all the lights. There he finds an excavator, but what the heck is he gonna use with an excavator? Well, he has to look no further, as there is a demolition shed nearby. Though through his eyes, he just sees the circus here, along with the same reaction I have every time I'm in a store and I go to the Lego section. Enough about me though. Knowing the danger they are all in, Freckles got into the car and grabbed himself a small pistol.
I guess that's a gun.
Now, I do not know what type of pistol this is.
What is that?
But if any of you gun professionals are watching this, let me know in the comments. There has been a few couple of shots. Mordecai and Freckles go on a PvP. While all of this is happening, Ivy is almost done fixing the car. However, time isn't really much on her side.
Hello there.
Once again, things aren't looking too good. Freckles got shot. Ivy's really close to death. Rocky, wait, where is Rocky? Oh, there he is.
Child, this a living kinds of stupid.
While Rocky's going on full Devil Man, Mordecai was pretty much not dealing with this, so he does what he can to stop this crazy cattle.
We'll make our 3 rings anywhere!
Or Rocky does it himself. One broken water tower with the release of Poseidon's curse later, everyone didn't drown.
You idiot!
Once Ivy finished fixing the car and got it all started up, the gang can now finally get out of the quarry and get... Oh, wait, never mind. Mordecai's still there. And he has a clear shot to kill one of them. Or not because he decided to let them go. Why didn't Mordecai shoot Ivy Pepper is beyond me. If they were just trying to collect the booze, they failed.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Now we cut to this little cafe called Little Daisy Cafe, and here is its owner. If you've forgotten, her name was Mitzi May.
Done in by a scarf. The comic end that makes the tragedy, doesn't it?
However, she is not just the owner of a cafe.
Horatio.
Beneath her building is none other than the Lackadaisy Speakeasy. And there's still barely any people here. But here are some more characters that were seen in the original comic. A businessman or cat named Sedgwick. Dorian or Zib, the jazz player of the Lackadaisy.
Shouldn't you be up on stage playing?
For who?
That guy?
And the Russian bartender Victor. Wait, he's not Russian? Oh, he's Austro-Hungarian. Well, Czechoslovakian now because Austro-Hungary is dead. Just then, our favorite bootleggers just arrived at the Lackadaisy with the whiskey.
JJ!
So some talking went on, and they eventually decided to try out the whiskey. And by their reactions is, kinda silly. Well done with the animators though, I liked it. Even Ivy decided to try some of it, which in return spit it out.
Sophisticated flavor.
But the others seemed to enjoy it.
And the car is fine.
I fixed it.
Unfortunately, the booze that they have isn't enough for the entire speakeasy. Even though we've seen like 20 bottles they packed in, then again, we saw the case they were holding them got shot, so only 3 bottles were left unscathed. While at the same time, not hurting Rocky's feelings for just trying to do his job. And hey, I kind of respect of Mitzi not trying to hurt Rocky's feelings, and not make him think that he is a failure. One of them for letting him play his violin to entertain the rest of the folks, and herself. So Rocky goes up to the stage with Zib and the other crew as we get one heck of a bang of a show, while Mitzi stays on the side as she begins to have memories of the old glory days of the Lackadaisy, along with having the feeling of her husband standing right by her side. The title ends with the Lackadaisy title card floating down to the center of the screen as the doors close shut, showing the Lackadaisy Clover. Except this isn't the end of the video because we have ourselves a post-credits scene showing the aftermath of Mordecai and his team calling his boss for a ride back to the hotel. That being Asa Sweet.
And Mordecai Heller is calling me to ask for a ride.
Yes.
Not only that, but we also get some news of the fact that the original whiskey was meant to be part of the Mayor Gold Gang, not the Lackadaisy, and that the supplier is actually working with both parties. We also get new information that Ava is actually from a lower rank, and that someone else is in charge. And since the Mayor Gold Gang and the Lackadaisy are rivals, their rivalry may just become more aggressive.
Time to tie up some loose ends.
Now the video is over. And that was the Lackadaisy pilot. What do I think about it? I love it. Yeah, even though I have not read the comics fully, first things first, I'm going to talk about the story. The story was good. I think it was a pretty good introduction of the characters and what possible messes they can get up to. I don't think you're missing too much even if you have not read the full stories. So when you're watching the pilot, you're not going to miss a lot. You're just having the introductions of the characters. The thing I liked the most though was the kart chase. It was amazing. I like the part when Freckles went complete psycho mode. Can't forget about Rocky as well with his dynamite. And completely missing. The ending was pretty sweet. I do like the relationships between Mitzi and Rocky. and Freckles and Ivy as well. I can't forget to also mention the Marigold Gang, although we only get to see just 3 of them, and are only meant to just play as the antagonist. I think that we could get more into a backstory of them as well, including Mordecai, since he is a other fan favorite character. Personally, I like his quiet, serious, and dark tone. It kind of reminds me of Grand Admiral Thrawn from Star Wars. Next thing is the animation. And the animation is just as good, even better, as the story. From the opening of when the doors open, showing the Lackadaisy like it is a big show, which I still hope this does be, having Rocky playing his violin, the glow throughout the night sky, showing some yellow flowers. Heck, look at the backgrounds themselves, they are really fitting. It kind of gives me that vibe that I'm actually there, like a painting coming to life. The 1920s vibe, if you like to call it that. And during the car chase, you can see that the animators have took really hard work on animating all of that stuff, including the cars, which I think they seem to be 3D models, so a mix between 2D and 3D. And by the way, if you want to know who cooked up here with this animation, it was made by Iron Circle Animation, along with many animators from around the world in their own homes. And from what I can find, about 160 animators did work on this project, including some which worked on Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss. So, which you can see that these people do know exactly what they're doing and how skilled they are. The next thing I want to talk about is the voice acting. Starting with Rocky, who is played by Michael Kovac, who is known to play as other characters from other indie shows. And personally, I think he stole the show. In my eyes, he does have incredible talent when it comes to screaming, laughing, and maybe going a little insane. Truly fitting off for Rocky's character, and an excellent role for him. Next up is Mordecai, who is played by another familiar actor, Song Wing Cho. He himself is also familiar to voice acting. In fact, he actually has many roles from stuff like anime, Cartoon Network, etc. And we cannot forget about the other actors, like Balabar Rusha playing as Freckles with his crazy laugh. I find that talenting as well. Lisa Remold as Ivy Pepper, and Ashley Lager as Mincy May. I can go on and on about the voice actors and their great talent, but this video is kinda getting a little too long than I anticipated. But all I say is that the voice acting is great, I absolutely love it. And for Lackadaisy itself, I give it a 10 out of 10. If you have watched this video and decided not to watch the pilot, please go watch the pilot. It is great. I like the animation, the voice acting, the story is good. I really hope that this thing becomes a series because I want to see more with the characters. I want to see more of the prohibition. I want to see some action. And if to any person who worked on Lackadaisy, which I don't think that will happen because this channel is kind of small, but if anyone is, great job. I love your work. Keep on doing what you're doing. You guys are amazing. And to my best friend who is possibly watching this video, thank you for introducing me to Lackadaisy. I love it. But what are you guys' thoughts of Lackadaisy? Do you guys like it? Do you guys don't like it? What was your favorite part? Feel free to comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this show. But that's all that I have to say, though, other than trying to end this video. But yeah, if you guys managed to stay here for the rest of the video, thank you so much for watching. This is my first ever review on a show on YouTube, so I hope this does do well, and if it does, I will try and make more of this content. Unfortunately, I do not know how to end videos correctly, so please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Wait, they're making a full season?